Coach, let's just ask, excited, ready, tested, antsy, nervous? How do you get a feel from this group that's about to go out on the field for you tonight?
Yeah, I think they're excited to get going and get tested, and reality's here, and I think that's a positive for everybody. They you get tired of practicing, get tired of talking about it, get tired of listening to coaches, over this time, and it's just ready to go play and get a chance to see where we're at and evaluate ourselves and to see what this 2025 season is going to look like.
Coach, let's talk through the schedule first and foremost. Not the whole thing, but just how this one turns out to be a non-conference game with a conference opponent tonight. I know that when the Frontier Conference came together, you were probably still looking for a non-conference game. I'm guessing this isn't the way you wanted to go, but you had the opportunity to make it work. And so kind of give us the wrinkle on how Dickinson State appears twice and one of them doesn't count in the league.
Yeah, it was not would not be a choice of mine to make. I would not have chosen to play Dickinson twice for a non-conference game. It was basically a non-conference game that was required to be played based on the conference wanting to make sure that Dickinson had all the games that they needed and the things that they wanted to do. So yeah, it was on my part it was not a scheduled piece on our end. So, but it's the good for the conference is what we're doing right now, and this was good for Dickinson State in the overall conference right now.
It is one thing, though, to say that you'll go up against a pretty good team. I mean, Dickinson State's going to be good year in, year out. And so if you're looking for some early benchmarks, I mean, you'll find out a lot about your team coming up tonight, I would expect.
Oh,
And maybe sometimes that doesn't work out that way. It'll work out that way this year.
yeah, no, absolutely. It's a yeah, you know, the competition piece and all those things is a positive piece, and the opportunity to test ourselves and to see where we're at, and they're definitely they've been the best team for the last 10 years. So I mean we've not done the things that we wanted against them, and we've been placing second for a lot of those years, and so. Yeah, you definitely. It's a great test for your team and to see where you're at, and so in that aspect, there's not a positive. It's a good competition. It's just in our end is like we moved to a conference to stop playing teams twice, and it's a positive piece, and that's the frustrating part of it. But the opportunity to go play and play competitive games is a really good thing.
Let's talk about how you go into this one. And obviously, there's one piece of negative news, and you mentioned it the last time that we talked. It was in the running back core. You had some injuries at the end of preseason camp, and I noticed a couple of names that we were expecting to be there and do some big things, not on the depth chart this week. Obviously, there's some names that are expected to do some big things that are there. Kayua Nishigaya, Marty Gone, going to be there at the running back spot, but you're missing a couple of pieces. Is this the running back core that you think it'll be long term, or do you feel like that will evolve and we'll get some pieces back throughout the course of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I think we hope to get Divine Pearson back. I think he's probably 80% right now, and we'd hope that he'd be playing some tonight. We'll see how that piece plays out. We've lost Ligarius Marshall. We know that his return this year won't happen. So our top two running backs have been out for all of fall camp, really, and which is frustrating on that side of it. But we talked about early on how we had really good depth in the room and lots of moving pieces that were positive, and should never. I guess we should never talk it or really get excited about depth because it always seems to come back and get you at some point. So, but we know that Kayua and Marty both can do some good things for us and be really solid there, and no question about it. And if Divine gets back, he'll be a talent in that room also and help us in a lot of different ways. So yeah, we're I think as we move forward, we're still in a good spot and feel good about what we have.
Let's talk about where perhaps you do have some pretty good depth. And I think that in looking through your depth chart, there are two places that really stand out. The linebacker core looks like it's very solid. The wide receiver core looks like it's very solid. It might be a couple of places where you look for something big early to kind of set the tone tonight.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. When you look look at our wide receiver core, we're as good as, for our top 7 as we've been for a long time, and probably go beyond top 7. I'm pretty impressed with the level of skill level that we have at those positions, and what those guys have been able to do and during fall camp. And we hope that that shows up. We have, it's still like that. You can have really good talent out there, but you got to be able to get them the ball, and you got to have time. And so that's where it's going to come down to, and the ability for us to get a little time, buy a little time, and let those guys get open, and they can do some special things. So we're excited about that group. Our linebacker core is very solid. I think we do. We're definitely too deep there that we feel very confident with the next guys in, and positive with the starters. A very, very talented group. So we're excited about that group, and it'll be positive for us.
Let's talk through the quarterback. Joey Cave, Division II transfer out of New Mexico Highlands. That's an interesting conference. It seems like it's a long way away. That conference is only as far away as Black Hills State, obviously. There's some familiarity there. Some really good games last year as far as the numbers. Then some games where he didn't appear. There might have been an injury issue or things like that went on with Joey. But it looks like he's got some of the tools that you're looking for, can run the ball and throw the ball. And so you're probably feeling okay with how the quarterback battle turned out and how you get things started tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited about that opportunity, and he comes in with experience, and that really gave him the edge during fall camp, and the things that he was doing, and his past experience of playing and success that he's had. And he did a really good job of picking up the offense and developing as a leader, and been impressed with what we've seen. And we look forward to seeing him on the field now. Like, get into a live scenario, and things can change or go the other, become more positive. And we're excited to see where it develops, and how it plays out tonight. So, in practice, you can't hit the quarterback, so you run around a lot, and you don't really know what's his avoidance going to be like, what is his ability to get, to make plays off script and all those things. Because again, you're right now you can't get hit, so you can do a lot of that stuff pretty easily. But now tonight, he's going to be under fire, and guys coming at him. Now we'll see how those off script plays are handled, and what he could do. But we're excited about where he's at. Ethan Kastner's done a really good job for us too, and definitely was in the competition to be the starter. And feel very confident if something happened with Joey that Ethan could step in and do a really good job for us also.
Coach, in past years when you've played Dickinson State, the only reason why the games have maybe, if they have gotten a little bit out of hand, has been because they are able to wear you down. You've been able to limit their explosiveness defensively most of the time. It's just one of those things where without being able to sustain a drive, eventually they just get the ball enough, especially at their place, where they end up with enough talent to sort of get at you that way. And so I'm guessing that's probably where the most pressure lies tonight, is the ability to hold on to the football, extend some drives, and at least keep it away from Dickinson State. Is that an accurate assessment about how you think this thing needs to go this evening?
Yeah, you're exactly right. They're very talented, good group, well coached. I've been always very impressed with what they do. They do a great job of scheming you offensively, and creating opportunities for themselves. But they're also a very physical football team. They're going to want to run the ball in between the tackles and out physical you and get their yards, and they've done a good job of that. And it does wear on you, right? And basically they're pretty patient about it, and all of a sudden they're going to be play action pass and try to hit you vertical. And when you're trying to stop the run, if they run the ball well, it makes it very challenging, because you want to get extra guys in the box, and now you're going to solo people up, and that those are things where they get their explosive plays on you. So our job is you got to get some 3 and outs. You got to get them off the field. Don't let them to create those kind of drives and situations, and it'll be a big test for our guys up front to do that. And then, if we can have some success, and we did the second game last year offensively of moving the ball, and us scoring some points against them, which has been some challenges in the past. But I feel last year we competed really well with them, and offensively, and hopefully that can happen again. And it definitely would help our defense to be able to do some of that.
And then finally, Coach, if there's one part of the team, one part of the game that type of thing that's still a question mark for you coming into week one. I'm sure Coach McCulloch has all kinds of question marks because that's what we're doing. We're answering questions here in these first few games that are non-conference. But something that stands out to you that you really want to see an answer to tonight, or something that you want to see some progress in? Is there a specific aspect of the game that stands out to you getting ready for it tonight?
Yeah, it's our old line. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, you circle that for the last couple of years is like we have to be able to be better there and improve the things that we're able to do. And you know, it's not about there's not about always a scheme thing there. It's you're going to be one on one at some point, and we got to be better than their guys and hold up. And it's in that tests us, and we're going to find out tonight if we've had some improvements there and allow us some opportunities to create some scenes for our running game, allow our running back core to get by a first wave and then make somebody miss and create some explosive plays that way, or be able to protect enough to allow us to throw the ball down the field vertically, and that's really going to be the challenge for us is you have some time to do that and give our quarterback some opportunity to read in what's going on before he's got to make a decision quickly. So, I mean, that's going to be a big test for us, and the success for our year is how well can our O-line hold up and match up with who we're going against. So excited to see where they're at and to see where that goes.